What's up, YouTube? It's Pastor Bob. Anyway, phew, it stinks in here. Remember that old Harmony? There she be. In all of her ugly glory. Ah, yeah. Looks pretty cool, huh? See if you like it or not. There's a washburn I redid. Got a little bit more to do on this one. Gotta finish that neck. What I do, just to kind of give you guys a little bit of how I do these necks. When you're painting, you want to paint it, look at it, see if it's filled, sand it, then repaint it. It's a process, guys. If you're first getting into luthier to become a, into lutherie to become a luthier, it can be a pain in the rectum. And as you can see, you guys don't even want to know what that's worth. All that down there is all, oh God, 4A, 5A flame maple. I got koa, purple koa, you name it, I got it in there, just like I got down here. What's really rare is what's in this box. This is redwood from Redwood Forest. It's over 200, what did he say, 200 or 300 years old? Yeah. I wish I could hold the camera and do this at the same time, but this stuff is super nice and it's super expensive. I got it from a guy whose dad passed away. Oh man, this stuff is expensive. One of these boards, this one, $15 a piece. That's right. It's expensive. And actually, it's cheap if you can get it. And then I got all kinds of stuff down there. Coca-Cola. And, oh, let's see. I got black walnut, rosewood. Is that Purple Heart? No, it's Purple Heart, I think. Let me look. Yeah, it's Purple Heart. Koa. Back there is that is ash, white ash, Honduras mahogany or Honduran mahogany, however you want to say it. Walnut, black walnut. This here is spruce, Sitka spruce. These are some tops. AAA, 4A, 5A. More Coca-Cola tops. All kinds of stuff. What's this here? That is Honduran mahogany. There's some Honduran mahogany back there. There's a stick of Honduran mahogany. Look at that big stick. It's a big baby over there, boy. That's an expensive piece of lumber. Oh, yeah. Got all kinds of stuff. Boxes and boxes. I got boxes down in there somewhere. I got all kinds of stuff going on. As you can see, I got freaking... This is just one. I got another place downstairs with guitar stuff in it. Guitar bodies stuck back there. God knows how old them are. Tools. Gotta have extra tools, right? It's just the way it is. Yeah, I got a lot of stuff. Stuff, and more stuff. But I gotta clean this shop up because I'm gonna put a door there. So I'm going to put a door there, and so Mary can get in and out, because I'm building a carport over there. So I was going to do it differently, but I decided that I wasn't going to. So got guitars to repair up there. Guitars all back through there. Guitars up there. I mean, there's guitars everywhere. You don't think so? Let me show you. I got them stacked everywhere. It's crazy. Tripods. I got a PA system up there somewhere. Oh, yeah. Those are prototypes. Prototype guitars that I came up with a design. I sent them off to a Chinese company and had them do them for me, which is kind of cool. Someday I may build one. I got another guitar, which I will not show in this video. A friend of mine in Australia, he's been wanting one of my guitars for years. His name's Nick. Sometimes you'll see him pop into the chat. Well, I can't show his on, but his is in the works too. So, tell you a little story. I had a 1965 Guild, and I copied this body, exact copy. This was, I don't know how many years ago. Probably 30 years ago, I think, that I did that. Yeah. I just pretty much put it together because, well, I really didn't get too much because it got damaged, if you see, when I was moving. So, kind of sad. Took me a long time to build it, but that's a copy of it. I got a Fender neck up there, and that's a Fender acoustic. That's old. Another Fender. I got sets of flame maple. Well, I got all kinds of stuff, as you can see. My friend had asked me, "Oh, you think you could whip me out a guitar?" And I said, "Why don't you just go buy one?" "Nope, I want one you built. And I want super rare wood." And I'm like, "Man, I'm going to do a video. You go watch my video and you'll see. It is a shit house out here. I can't get to much. But I'll get to it eventually." I mean, I got all kinds of stuff. I got a new buffing machine down there. Shop box. Yeah. Because I can put a big motor on it. And run big wheels. So, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how that works out. But man, I got so much stuff down in here. And I can't move. Can't get to anything. As you can see. So, I gotta do some... Gotta make those ukuleles. I don't know how many years ago. And I stopped. They've been sitting out here for, I don't know, God knows how many years. There's a vintage Washburn that I have to fix. A friend attempted to. I guess I don't know what he did with it, but. So I'm going to fix that. That's an old Global over there. Hannah, Montana. Remember them? Hanging up over there. Hannah, Montana. What else we got? Not sure what that is. That one is a Fender and a Fender. All kinds of stuff hanging around. Just stuff. That's a really, really old acoustic guitar. Well, classical, I mean. Yeah, so anyway, guys, this is what I'm doing. I've got Gotta clean my shop and get stuff cleaned up. Because I don't do, out here I just pretty much do, my cutting and my shaping and stuff like that. That's what I do out here. And then downstairs I do something different. And then upstairs I do my final setups in my room where it's nice and quiet. And sometimes I just come up with stupid things. I try stupid things. Why? I don't know. Like, I got something cool going on here. That's a piece of maple a friend of mine gave me. I put it over some pine. I don't know, I'm going to make an LP out of it. Or I got it set up for an LP. I got plenty of necks. I got some necks already set, ready to go up there. But I'll probably make something nice out of it. Got lots of stuff to do. But, hardly all the time in the world to do it. You know how it is. But I got to make room. So I got to take everything off of that bench. And then I got to have to move the bench. And then it's just going to be a pain in the rectum. That's what it is. I got to get all my stuff. I mean, I know you guys see a lot of guys in shops that look pretty. I am not that type of guy. First off. Second off, I find it very hard to believe that every single one of them with the nice looking stuff, I think it's just a prop. Because every luthier, I mean, granted, I have been to some master luthiers' shops that are immaculate, right? When they're done cleaning up. But if they're working on a bunch of projects at the same time, I'm talking old school luthiers, not these guys who are whipping stuff out on a CNC machine. That to me is not the same as a classic luthier who, makes violins and cellos and acoustic guitars, and it's a different beast, guys. It really is. And like a few of my friends who are luthiers, we don't always tell everybody everything that we know and how to go about doing things. It's an art, right? It took us many years to do. It's not like you just give that information away, And people say, oh, well, why does a luthier's guitar cost more? Well, there's one person doing it. It's all done by hand, right? It's being checked all the time by hand. Everything is seasoned a different way. A lot of us season it with just open air over time. Years and years and years for it to settle in. Does it make a difference? Absolutely. Absolutely. I don't care what any luthier tells you. Most of them will tell you, it just takes a long time. You can look at guys like Master Yayari, right? Yayari. His guitars, everything was air dried. Most of his stuff was air dried. Some of the most expensive guitars coming from Alvarez these days, all that wood was seasoning outside for 30, 40, 50 years. It does make a difference. The climate in which you live in makes a difference. Wood, expands and contracts. It takes in moisture, lets out moisture. It's a complicated sometimes, I mean, for a luthier. You got to have, I don't know where my moisture gauge is. It's probably up there somewhere. Is it? I haven't used it in a long time. So you got to have a moisture meter, you know. You got to have things like that. Tell what the moisture is. Why? Well, because if you don't have it at, you know, the optimum moisture content, that's when things twist and crack, and oh man, it just gets to be a headache. I'm saying this not for the guys who know it. I'm saying this for the guys who are just starting out, just wanting to get into it, right? There's all kinds of gauges you gotta have, all kinds of bits that you gotta have, and you gotta have the best tools, guys. You know, I mean, really, don't let people fool you, right? This is nothing for my tools, and then you gotta have. Those are all brand new. You got to have extra tools. Why? Because when you're on a project and you're trying to finish a project and a tool goes down, now you got to stop, go into town, get one, get screwed because you're not going to get a deal, right? I mean, this, you know, it's just a process, right? So when I tell people that, you know, there's a lot that really goes into it, there's a lot that goes into it, you know. You got to constantly have things like sandpaper and steel wool and, you know, all kinds of stuff. Bits and this and that. And it's like, it just gets nuts. Somebody asked me, oh, you ever plan on retiring? Oh, yeah. One day I'll find somebody that wants to be a luthier that has enough money. And I'll come in and put all the bodies, all the vintage bodies, all the fret wire, frets, tools, this, that. I'll put it all together and sell it for one banging price. That's what I'll do. Am I there yet? No. I mean, because a lot of this wood, you know, you're not going to, a lot of this wood is, I mean, God, I don't know how old some of it is. Underneath there, oh man, it's probably, I don't know, $10,000 worth of wood under there. It adds up. People don't get it. The rarer the wood, the older the wood, the more expensive it is. So, you know, if you're going to get into this, what I suggest is you make stuff as your prototypes to get used to making it, get used to cutting it, get used to sanding. And every species of wood, right, it sands differently. Every species of wood stains differently, right? Every species of wood cures differently. So, you know, all of those things you really need to study before you really get into building guitars. I mean, I'm just being honest with you. You got to have patience. Don't be trying to hack it. You can hack your way through it, but I'm going to tell you, it's going to take you a lot longer to get, you know, to where you can call yourself a luthier. Well, anybody can call themselves a luthier, but generally luthiers, they got tools, right? You got to have a lot of tools. Tools, and more tools. I don't even know where. I was looking for my chisel set the other day, but I couldn't find them. Here's some expensive chisels. Now you don't look it right. But man, wood turning chisels are so expensive. I think that set was like $400 years ago. That was years ago. You know? I mean, God knows how much. Oh, there's my chisels down there. My Japanese chisel set. You know, when it comes to chisels, you don't look. You can go and get some really nice stuff. Like you can get some old Stanleys. You can find old Stanleys like this at the yard sale or flea market. Like I got a bunch of them there. That's how I pick them up. And then sharpen them up. Man, they're really good chisels. Stanley makes great chisels. They make great block planes. Like I got a plane right there. I got to redo the shoe on. You know, that's the kind of stuff that you want to start picking up as you go. Even if you want to do it just for a hobby, you know. That's the stuff that you really want to concentrate on getting. Picking up here and there. And then sometime I'll do a video and I'll show you a custom chisel that I made for myself. And I made that chisel specifically for cutting spines and bracing for acoustic guitars. Because not every chisel fits your hand the same way, right? So I tell people, get things that fit your hand, that you can control that chisel. It doesn't matter how wide it is or how long it is. It's the fact that you can control that chisel on any angle. And remember, a dull chisel will hurt you faster than a sharp chisel. That's a fact. I learned that process of elimination. My fingers. Anyway, I wanted to show you the kind of mess I got going on, and yeah, I gotta get to it. Tomorrow, I don't know, they say something about snow or something, I don't know. So I was gonna pull all the stuff out, and I was thinking, shit, if I pull it all out now, something's gonna happen. Then I'm gonna have to put it all back in. Yeah, you see that down there, that quarter round? You see that? It's all black walnut, quarter round. That's hard to find, and that is expensive. I got a whole stack of it. My brother got it for me from a friend of ours. He was burning it in a burned pile. Yeah, figure that one out. When he rescued that, and he rescued that piece of Honduran mahogany, which you can't even, I don't even know where you would buy that size anymore. That was a good find. My broski thought about me, he got it for me, which is really nice. But yeah, guys, this is just the way it is. This is me. You know, when you do multiple different things, from cabinet making to building guitars. I don't just build guitars. I build all kinds of stuff. I fix all kinds of stuff. Shells and jewelry boxes and music boxes. And I've done all kinds of stuff. Not just do one thing. And that's the spice of life. And when you eat, one thing about woodworkers, right? They can do just about anything. It's whether they have the patience to do certain things or not. You know? Like a cabinet maker has a lot of patience, but does he have the same amount of patience for building an acoustic guitar? You know? That's a whole different beast. I mean, I was very fortunate to grow up around people who taught me these things, and then, you know, for a master luthier to take me under his wing, and, you know, for me to become his apprentice. I mean, I was very fortunate for that stuff. You know, I didn't have to go to Michigan School of Luthiers, or I can't think of the luthiers up in New Hampshire. You know, I didn't go to any of those schools. I went to the School of Hard Knocks, where I learned from a German master luthier. And man, I'll tell you what, he was hard. He was hard on me, man. Hard. Wasn't easy. It wasn't this hold your hand, let's be sweet and nice. He was rough. You know, I had made a violin. I made a violin, right? And he looked at it, he didn't like it. He took it out front and he smashed it. Threw it in the garbage. He says, do it again. I was like floored. I didn't know whether to cry or punch him. Well, needless to say, I did a little crying because I was upset. But he taught me a valuable lesson. And it took me a while to really figure it out. He didn't tell me. I had to figure it out. And if it ain't good enough, then don't ship it out the door. Not when you're building it yourself. When you're fixing stuff or repairing stuff, you repair it according to what your customer wants, right? And that's the key thing. Because one thing about repair guys, you know, they're putting a dollar sign behind every minute that they're fixing something, right? Because it's their stamp of approval on it. If it screws up, they're going to have to redo it, right? And let's face it, a lot of guys don't like to do things twice or 3 times. That's a fact. I know I don't. So, I always used to, hey, I got to make sure this thing is right before I ship it out the door. So that's the thing that I learned. If it doesn't sound good, it doesn't matter how good it looks. If it doesn't sound good, that's the key thing. And there's a fine line between strength and sound when you're using acoustical values, right? When you're using whatever, flat top or acoustic or mandolin, violin, cello, whatever it may be, right? There's more that you're working with there. It's all about sound, and everybody's ear is different, right? So I guess his ear must have been better than my ear because he didn't like it. He smashed it on me. Yeah, I still think about that, but yeah, he taught me a lesson. I'll show you some other stuff. I'll go over here. So over here, there's some hemlock out here. There's some cherry out here. There's some white oak and some red oak. Look at that. That is a beautiful butt. Now, I'm trying to convince my Mary Ann, maybe next year, I don't know, let me buy a sawmill. Because that piece of wood and that piece of wood, those pieces of wood that you think don't look so good, yeah, there's some big dollars in those pieces of wood. And I got stacks of it all over the farm. I need the mill. Will I get to it? Yeah, eventually. Yeah, this is what I was doing. Long video, but whatever. So, this is my pool. I got to set up this year. But this is a carport. I bought it from Vivor for Mama. So what I'm going to do is I'm taking this window out. I'm going to take this window out. I'm going to put a door here. Nose. I'm going to make a breezeway that comes across. So it'll come from the wall out this far. Like that. Okay. And of course it'll be up there a little higher. And then it'll come over to here where the carport will be. So that way she doesn't have to get out in the rain and, walk all the way up the ramp and stuff like that. It'll be a lot easier for her. I built this ramp, I think, what was it, year before last? That's probably a couple years ago I built this ramp. If you guys ever seen that. I built it a couple years ago. If you wonder where I got the knowledge for that, well, I worked for the Amish for about 5 years. And I went to Ivy Tech State College and took construction technology and finished my course in HVAC, and got my license for doing that. That was 25 years ago, probably. I did that. I enjoyed it. I enjoyed working for the Amish. They're wonderful people. I mean, they taught me a lot. I mean, I was building, and I mean, my grandfather was a master carpenter, but yeah, I built that tiny house too. Built that tiny house down there too. Built that, God, 13, 14 years ago. It's not finished yet. It's the way it is. That's the way it goes. So, got lots of stuff to do. I got to finish replacing all my shingles this year on my house and on the dormers. I got to finish painting everything. Mary's trying to convince me I'm putting all brand new windows in the house. Yeah, well, we'll see about that. That's an expensive ordeal. But yeah, I got to do that. I got to put new trim up and stuff. A branch came down and took out my chimney again, so I got to redo that again. My chimney. I don't know. It's just a lot of stuff. And then that's about it. So I just thought I'd show you a little bit of what's going on. You know? It's crazy. It's a headache. And this is your, this is how this luthier is. Just got chit, and more chit. It's the way it is. Alright guys, I won't bore you anymore on a long old video because probably nobody will watch it anyway, but just thought I'd do a quick video and show you what kind of a headache I'm getting into. Alright guys, take care. Like, share, subscribe. It's Pastor Bob, and I'm out of here. See ya.